Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of On the Spot, the show where we hang out together and create something cool. And hopefully, today is one of those days where you guys get to learn something new. We review some of the designs that you guys have done over the week, and we hang out a little bit more. So last week, just to do a little bit of recap, we had the spin the wheel of styles kind of like challenge that we did, and I'll show you guys what we created last week because it was pretty it was pretty challenging, but we had a lot of fun doing it. First, I want to say hi to everybody on the chat. Hello, Bree. Hello, Marsha. Hello, Cody. What's up? Good to see you. Arif, good to see you, man. Some of you guys have seen already on every week on Discord, and I love seeing that. Anybody else that's out there, leave a comment, say hi. We love to interact with people as we go, and also that's something that I really enjoy. Today we're going to be creating something together as usual, but I'm going to walk you a little bit through the process of how I also generate the images, and hopefully that brings a little bit more insight. I got a few questions last week of, how do you get started with your images? What is some of the things that you do to get started? And I'm going to be doing that today as well. So we're going to be getting into it in a little bit. Hopefully everything is good on your side. You had an amazing weekend and, kind of beginning of the week. And let's just jump into it. So I'm going to start with our Discord. Our Discord is where you guys can interact during the week with me, throw in any works that you do, and we are going to be reviewing it here on live with everybody. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me okay. Give me a thumbs up if you can. And if you guys are there on the chat, I appreciate all the interactions we can get as we review some of these posters together. So last week, as I said, we created, we spin the wheel of styles, and we landed on Tenebrism. Now, Tenebrism is a style that is kind of like comes from the Baroque era, a lot of darker shades, colors, mixed with, strangely enough, a few bright colors. So they will use a lot of dark colors and then add a lot of reds, kind of like yellows and colors like that. And when we spin the wheel, this is the color that landed on. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. Thank you, Cody. Thank you, Zeta. I'm saying that totally with a Hispanic accent, but I don't know how to read that any other way. Zeta is the way I'm reading it. Josh, good to see you, my friend. It's good to see you guys in the chat, man. It really encourages me to, keep doing this, keep coming up with new content that's good, and I really appreciate it. Okay, so Tenebrism is that style. It's a little bit scary. This is what we did last week. And then during, after I closed the stream, I went into my work and I saw these other posters that I had made a couple of like months, maybe weeks ago. Gio, good to see you, my friend. Kara, good to see you. Frank, what's up, man? It's good to see you again. I found this font that's actually pretty good that goes with this. I had already made this poster on the right, and I put both things together, kind of like in a little set, and I shared it on here. Seta, thank you. Perfect. You said it was perfect. Okay, awesome. And then I keep asking you guys to submit your bonjour, Marsha. You're French. Is that French? Bonjour? It is, right? Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. But it's good to see you, Marsha. This font is really cool. I posted it here for everybody. The name of the font is Asoma Heavy. I bought this font a while ago. It's not a free font, but I'm sure you can find something similar out there. But this kind of like ligatures that the font has is really, really cool. So if you guys can get your hands on it, it's a really cool font to have. I keep asking you guys to submit your things. I'm gonna go back to a little bit of like last week. We have here Fluff, who submitted another amazing work inspired by Tenebrism. He did something that I really enjoyed doing in the past, which was like, cutting a photo in half. And it's really cool to see Apurva, good to see you as well. And I really love this, Frank. I would say that my only critique with this, first of all, is that super striking image, and I love how you're doing the play of like cutting and then going into the water. The only thing that I could probably improve here would be the cut itself. You're leaving a white edge on the right side, but it doesn't really need it. I like the distinction, and maybe if it's a graphic thing that you're doing, that's totally fine. It's a choice that you're doing. One thing that could be a little bit better is the integration between the cut and the head. Sometimes it's hard to imagine what that would look like if it was in 3D, and sometimes you get these kind of like pointy edges that don't look super realistic. So make sure you work on that for the next one. That's the only criticism I can give to this. I love it. I mean, I think it's a great piece regardless. One of the coolest things that you can do in a piece is that when it gives you a feeling, and the details are details. So I'm just getting into details because we're all about getting better. So I want to give you a little bit of feedback. Arif with this amazing composition that is very surreal and kind of crazy. I love this. I love the displacement of the eyes. It's almost like cubism, but in reality, with real photos, which is really cool. I see that you're mixing a lot of photography with maybe generated assets, which I think is the way to go for the future of design. Honestly, it's like regenerated assets are going to be something that we get to use a lot. I love these submissions that you added here. I think these are from another artist. I don't know their name, but these are amazing. These are so inspiring. I definitely do want to create something like this. Maybe we make it to where we do something like this in the future. Okay, and then we have a new submission from. Sometimes I'm a noob here on Discord. I mean, I use Discord, but not as often as I should. And I see names like this. I don't know what that means. Does that mean that the person is private? Can you guys drop some hints here in the chat if you know what this means? So I see this all the time, and last time I was like, P, good submission, but I don't know what the name is. But great submission here. My critique would be, and this depends on style. I don't want to critique the style because the style is up to everybody, right? And I like how the shape feels like almost like a vessel in a way. I see that you did something similar to what we did in the stream, which if you guys didn't see the stream last week, make sure you tune in. Go search her on YouTube, and you'll find it, and you can watch it. I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, mods. You can watch the old streams, right? I think you can. Yeah, check it out if you haven't. Look for it. And the one thing that I would say about this photo is that some of the elements are very saturated. Not saturated, but you can see the compression is showing here in the cloth and around it. It's because you're pushing the pixels way too far on color. So it's maybe like breaking the colors a little bit more. Yeah, so I would be careful with that, I would be a little bit careful with that, unless you're doing that on purpose and you're pushing it. But if you're doing something on purpose on design, you have to definitely make it obvious throughout the whole composition. That's a mistake that people sometimes make. They make something in like 2% of the composition, and it feels like a mistake because they didn't do it throughout the whole composition. So I will be careful with that if you guys can look at it. Cody's confirming that yes, you can watch the last stream that we did on YouTube, and so yeah, you can go ahead and do that. Mr. Munda, welcome to the chat. What's up? Okay, we have this amazing submission by, who is it, Frank? Frank is always dropping fire. Frank, I see you here in the chat, man. This is amazing work. I love everything you're doing here. Bauhaus is a style that, if you guys don't know, it's pretty simplistic style that came to break a little bit of the ornamental look of furniture, and then translate it into design, translate it into even cell phones, as we know. So, man, this is something that you should definitely post out there if you haven't. It's some amazing work that you're doing, and I love this eye being something, that comes through the composition. I'm loving this composition overall. I feel like it brings Bauhaus to the front. Everything is, straight lines and all of that. So that is an amazing thing to see here. One thing that I would challenge you on is a little bit similar to what I challenged the last poster on. This transition right here on the edge, it just feels a little rough, and maybe it's because you're doing the challenge with a very small amount of time, like I'm doing. So sometimes the details are, you're not able to do all the details you want to. But I would just be careful with making that round. And you did that already. I remember the first submission you did. You did something amazing that really, like this kind of arch that you see here around, that is perfect. So you know how to do it already. So I'm gonna, I'm thinking that it was probably a time thing. Okay, let's move to Gio. Gio, I saw you in the chat. Good to see you. Thank you for submitting. What's up, V? Welcome to the chat. Okay, so I love this. I love how you're mixing. You're almost mixing in a way. The way I'm interpreting it's like I'm seeing like a magazine cutout meeting some like maybe generative things that you're coming up with, and I'm loving this surreal style that you're making. So for those who don't know, like last week we did this wheel of styles. I got Tenebrism, but people could use other styles. So Frank used Bauhaus, and here Gio is using a little bit of surrealism. So think about Dali and all of that. So she said that you use generative fill for some of the elements. Okay, yeah, I see a little bit of that on some of the things like this here in the middle and the stuff in the head. But like I think that is great, and I love this cat. This cat is so interesting. The way that you did it, almost like Dali used to do the elephants. That's really good. So I love that. I love the shadows here, how harsh they are. I like how everything is coming together. If I can give you a piece of advice, Gio, would be to kind of like, there's so many things happening that is sometimes easy to get distracted. For me, I go to the cat immediately. It's the thing that has more realism and contrast in the head, especially. So I would make sure that you make sure what the focus point is, right? If it's the cat, why not making the cat the centerpiece, and then the other things are kind of like kind of supporting that main thing, right? So you could have done the cat in the center and then replicate the cat multiple times. That's something that Dali used to do, and put it across the composition somewhere else. I feel like that would have been super cool. And then maybe you have the guy, a little bit smaller to the right. So it's just understanding a little bit more how to come up with a composition that's effective on guiding people's eyes around. But amazing job on this, Gio, great job. Frank, awesome, thank you, man. I see you on the chat. Cool, and then we have another submission by my friend V on Tenebrism with, all these extensions here coming out of the person. It almost feels like angelical in a way, but at the same time, it gives you this sense of fear. So, great job on this, man. This is awesome. I see that you did like a filter on top, right? I see like you did like I see V on the chat. Good to see you, V. You did like a filter on it that feels like a little bit like a painted effect. And I don't know if you guys know about this software, but there's a software called Topaz Studio, I think it is. And then Topaz Studio is the best. I feel like it's one of the best softwares that you can use to add like effects on top of photos that make them look like drawings or things like that. Obviously you can do it with AI now, but they've been doing it for I think 5-7 years before AI, and now they're incorporating AI into it. But I think it's something good. I don't know if you did it with that or something else. Are these all Photoshop manipulations? Somebody's asking. I don't know. So when people submit things, normally it's Photoshop manipulations, but you get a mix of like, using a little bit of AI, throwing it in Photoshop, taking it back to AI maybe. So I would say most of these are Photoshop manipulations. But yeah, they are, it's a mix for sure. Yeah, you're welcome, guys, for the feedback. If you guys want more feedback, submit again next week. We'll look at it again. If you have all the things that you're working on and you still want them to be reviewed, I would love to do that as well. So we gotta figure out how we do that. But everybody, go to the Discord, and we'll do it through the Discord. I took a little bit more time today doing this because last time we didn't have time to do it. So I want to make sure we do that. Yeah, V saying that he used something called in the filter gallery. Okay, yeah, filter gallery mixed with effects. Yeah, so you can do it in Photoshop as well. We're talking about the painted effect. You can do it in Photoshop as well, but yeah, it's really cool. What's up, Robert? Good to see you in the chat, man. It's good to have you here. Robert's a great friend of mine. He's a writer of a few books that teach you stuff about Photoshop and all of that. So good to see you guys here. Okay, we're jumping today into something that some of you guys asked me during the week, and is on how to generate some of the images that I generate. So normally I start with the photo, and then I translate that photo into a design, and then sometimes I even bring it back to AI, make some edits after I do that. So I want to make sure you guys kind of know how I'm doing that, because I've gotten some questions on hey, how do you come up with these images, right? So the way that I do it, and let me go ahead and I'll switch over here to Firefly. I'm using AI to generate some of these images, right? So the biggest challenge here is to understand, okay, how do I make it look good? Because sometimes when you do stuff with AI, sometimes it doesn't look great, right? So I don't know if this is useful for anybody out there, but I've gotten a few comments on my Instagram for like, hey, how do you get started with creating good images? And depending on the AI engine that you're using, you're going to get a look or a certain look, right? Obviously, with the Firefly models, the ones that are here, and I'm using the same prompt for all of these so you can kind of see the difference on images. I'm going to be using a few engines, and then I'm going to be kind of like, showing you the different results between these. And then hopefully at the end, we have a little bit of time to put something together pretty quickly and play with it. Now we may be using AI just to go faster today because we use a lot of time on review. But I do want you guys to keep sending stuff for review, because I feel it's the best way that we can kind of like get an idea of how the community is doing, how you guys are feeling with these things, and getting some feedback. Let me drink some water real quick, guys. Okay, so let's get started with this. Okay, on top there is a Firefly model 4 that I use this prompt with, and let me add the prompt down here. If you guys want to screenshot it, I'll take my camera away. Can I do that? Yeah, camera away. So you guys can screenshot right here the prompt that I'm using if you want to copy it. But I'll tell you exactly how I came up with this prompt, so you guys know a little bit more, right? So the hardest thing to do with a prompt would be to come up with the lighting and all of those things. For example, this one has a little bit better lighting, so I'll take off my camera again if you guys want to screenshot the prompt itself. I'll give you guys a couple seconds to do that if you want to use it. It'll be interesting for you, to see you guys come up with, you use the same prompt, come up with an image and make a design with the same image. That will be kind of cool to see. If you guys want to come up with good lighting, good effects, kind of like good textures and stuff like that, normally what I do when I see an image that I like, I take it into ChatGPT, and I'm going to use an image here that I generated myself so that there's no issues with anything. But let's say describe this image lighting. I'm sorry, I'm a horrible speller, and it's going to show right now, and feel free to make fun of me in the chat. Lighting, colors, and camera effect for effects double F, right? For a prompt, for an image prompt. Okay, and it's going to go ahead and do that. Marsha's laughing at me already. That's great. I love it. It's going to do a little bit of that, and it's going to give me this prompt right here, and it's going to give me colors, and it's going to give me camera effects. So normally this is how I get a good prompt that I can start using, and then I can add the specifications to like what I want the model to be doing, right? So if I want full body, sitting in a certain pose, and I can do that too through AI. So I can also go to another image that I like, and I can say, hey, I like how this person is sitting here. Can you describe how they're sitting? And I do it in the same thing. So now I have lighting and all of that, and I would say, hey, combine the lighting from this one with the pose of this model sitting over here. And then when you combine all of that and you ask it, hey, give me a final prompt, then you would bring it over to something like this, and then it will give you a result like this, right? So over here, I'm using Firefly on the top. I'm using ChatGPT through the Firefly model, which you can change here. If you guys didn't know, you can change the model that you're using here, and it'll be interesting to see. Let's use the same prompt, but let's switch it to Firefly 3, for example. Firefly 4 is a lot better, but it definitely does have more of a stock look, right? The lighting is a little bit more frontal, so you can maybe change some of that. Hey Ruben, what's up, man? Welcome to the chat. Good to see you here, man. Thank you for commenting and saying hi. Yeah, so this one has more of a stock look. The Firefly 4 Ultra, let's try that one with the same prompt, and let's see what we get. Okay, this is 3, so this is the older one. You can see already how the quality is so much more lower than the new one. The quality is so much more better on the 4, but the images also have like a stock looking, kind of feel to it, which could be what you're looking for. Depends on what you want. You see here that I used on this one, I believe I used ChatGPT as well. I added a few more descriptions about the lighting on it that I pulled from going back into ChatGPT. And maybe everybody knows this, and this is the way everybody does it. But I feel like, you can combine ChatGPT and Firefly Geo, and you can do it through just changing the model up here. So if you like the stuff that ChatGPT has to offer, but also you want to do all the stuff that you can do in Firefly, like adding the composition stuff, the styling, a little bit more control, which Firefly is bringing into. I feel like Firefly is probably the best model at bringing more control. Then I would definitely use, another model if you want a different look, right? Depending on the look you're doing. Obviously, ChatGPT, Google, all of that is not commercially safe, as Adobe is, because Adobe is training on only stock with permission, and all the other models, I don't know what they're training with. So I don't want to make a claim that I don't know. But this one is ChatGPT, same prompt. This one is Google 3. So if you go Google Image 3, this is what you get. This one was pretty cool. I was pretty impressed by this one. What do you guys think? I think I'm liking the Google one better. The ChatGPT one, this one looks good, but the eyes here are a little bit, murky. Maybe we can generate another one with ChatGPT. Let's use same settings, and I'm going to change to ChatGPT, and let's just run that one just to see what we get. Okay, here's Firefly Ultra. So the Ultra is pretty similar to 4, but the Ultra gives you a little bit more of like less of a stock look and more of a realistic kind of look, right? So I haven't thought about using ChatGPT. ChatGPT, ChatGPT is really good because it gives you a lot of control on the image, and I mean you can always test them to see what gives you what. I feel like ChatGPT at this point has a certain look that you can tell is ChatGPT. And then I'm going to show you one more tool right now that you guys are going to probably like, because it's another step that I use sometimes with the images that I do. I'm going to run this one again. I'm going to use same settings, but I forgot to do portrait. Normally I do portrait when I'm using it for Instagram. I mean, we're burning a lot of time here. Hopefully this is helpful. If it is, leave me a thumbs up, because I want to make sure that what I'm using the time for is good for you guys. I tried other things with another prompt that I was trying to create, but I feel like this is really good. I feel like this is amazing for creating a poster with. This one is too. This one is with the Google image. This one is great too. I feel like I don't like the model itself, but I like the composition. I mean, I like the lighting and the stuff on it. This one is really good too. Maybe we should use this one. Okay, I'm gonna download this one. And obviously you can also edit inside of here, generate other little pieces of it, all of that. So, that's the great thing about Firefly, that gives you more control. Thank you, Gio, appreciate it. Cool. Okay, let's jump then into the next tool that I want to show you guys. So after I do that, normally I bring it into Magnific AI. The reason why I do this is because, if we take a look at this image over here, it's a really good image as far as like the lighting and all of that, and I really like it. But at the same time, it's not, it kind of has some areas where it needs more detail, or like the detail is pretty faded. And I want to add a little bit more to it. Like I said, this is already a great image, and because it has a lot of lighting and good things, but I want to make it a tiny bit better. So Magnific AI, obviously all these tools cost money, so I understand kind of like it's tough to spend money on all the different tools. But I feel like Magnific AI, maybe Adobe comes up with something in the future like this that you can include on the cloud stuff. But you throw your image in here, and if you make it, the more creative you make it, the more it's going to start coming up with things within the image. But I normally leave it around a 3 over here, and then the preset, not the preset, but this one, the optimized for, I normally do portrait and I do soft, because when you do hard, it does the lines pretty pronounced. So I'm gonna go ahead and do soft, and then I like doing 4 because it generally creates a lot better results. And I'll show you some of the results that I've gotten before. Remember this image that we did before? You can kind of see like the detail on the skin is so much better. Yeah, Magnific AI is not free. You have to pay, but they give you a free credits when you start that you can use. And honestly, I don't use it all the time. I use it in and out. Like I've paid for it for some products that I need to do, some things that I need to do, and then I don't pay for it anymore. So yeah, I would definitely give it a look, because it does give you a lot of really good results to kind of improve the quality of your image and add more detail to it. So yeah, that is kind of like the process of creating from the prompt inside of ChatGPT, asking for a specific colors, prompts, looks, camera effects, and then grabbing some of these and then combining them with, okay, I want a model that's looking straight at the camera, or like I find another image that I like the position of the model, so I ask it to combine the position of this photo with the lighting of this photo, and then let's create a unique image. So once I have that prompt, and people charge for prompts out there, like they you pay them, they give you prompts. I've seen a couple of them on Instagram, and that's perfect. But this is exactly how they make it. If you don't want to go through the trouble of doing it, you don't have to, but this is how they do it. They just they engineer the prompt slowly as it goes, right? Carol, try Copilot. I found that it's pretty good for descriptions with just a short amount of info. Okay, so is that a Copilot? I'm guessing it's another AI. I haven't seen it, but I'll give it a look. Okay, this should be done now. It's not done. Sometimes it takes a while to process the image. I posted this today, and this is kind of like it was funny the way I made it, because it wasn't my plan to finish at this image. My plan was to, and I had my friend V's Instagram here because I wanted to plug him. He's the guy that I make the first poster inspired by. So I know I'm getting distracted here, but you should check out his work when you have a chance. Let me go back to my profile. I posted something today. Let me see if it comes up here on my Instagram. And I ended with this image. I edited it a little bit more on Photoshop, but the original image was this image that then I took into an AI to do a little bit of a video composition. And then I liked the mid result so much that I exported a photo of that and I edited it a little bit more, and then I added into here to give it more detail. So you can do that too. That's something that I do sometimes. I'm working on the image, and as I go, I drop it back into one of these images to generate more detail. Yeah. So it's a shameless Instagram plug here. If you guys want to follow me, I would appreciate it. Thank you, Cody, for putting in the link. And V, yeah, man, love you too. Okay, this image is finished. Let's see it. Let's get a little. I don't know how to get a little bit closer to the image, but maybe let's just download it. And sometimes it's great. Sometimes it has a couple of things in it that extra teeth and stuff that is kind of weird, right? But if you take a look at the skin and all the the details, it's really, really good, right? So Gio says let's enhance. Let's enhance. Let's enhance. Let's enhance is good for detailing as well. So yeah, you can see how how good the detail is on this image. Is to the point where it's like, okay, it's a great image to start editing, with the exception of the the teeth here, which normally I just make a quick edit, selection here, and I would just try to erase it a little bit. Let me see if I can make a better selection. Yeah, and now I'm just gonna mask something in there. I'm just gonna pick the darkest color here, and I'm gonna do, there you go, do something like that. Still a little bit weird in there. Maybe we can add a little bit more. There's always something to be done for an image that you're trying to create. That's why, I feel like, also creating images from prompts or something that is something that is also kind of hard to do, and you have to put some work into it. But once you have a workflow like the one I just shared with you, I feel like it's super easy to have, easy quote unquote, to have something like this, right? I'm going to be creating the frame that I normally do, 4800 by 6000, and I'm going to click on that, okay, on that, and then I'm going to add this brand new image that we created. I'm not going to care too much about the mouth detail right now. I cover some of that in, and I'm going to be throwing this image inside of that frame. And then let's create something today for, we don't have that much time actually. We have probably, I would say 20 minutes or so to create something. So we might not have something finished, but let's give it a try. You like the texture? Somebody's telling me command plus wheel. Command plus wheel. I don't know what that means. Okay, so perfect. Over here we have an image that I'm happy to create with. So what if we do something where we, first of all, let's remove background. Always like doing that. Nice and easy. Background is gone. I do want to maybe keep the shadow. I do like the shadow though. Okay, let's keep the shadow. Let's go back to, what was it? Okay, so there's only stuff down there. I want to keep the shadow on this one too, so I'm gonna select the shadow individually. The reason why I want to do that is because if we have the main thing, and then we can just select both things now. Oops. We select it with this one. And maybe I can just add the shadow with white. Just leaving this weird stuff, but I'll get rid of it in a second. I'm gonna go 100% here, perfect. And that way the shadow is going to blend also with the color we put on the back. So, you know, the mask kind of looks like this. I want the shadow to be a little softer. And I know there's not a ton of space to even see the background, but that's perfect. Okay, let's add a layer over here. And let me make this bigger, because every time I design normally pretty small, so that I can start seeing kind of like what I'm doing. But I notice that when I'm doing the live, it's like I'm working like this big and everybody's like, what's going on? Especially if you look at this on your phone, I'm sorry. Zoom in, or you're talking about, oh, Magnific AI. Oh, I see. Okay. About the details, but yeah, we got it inside of Photoshop and it's looking good. Okay, so for this thing that we're creating today, I don't even know what to do. Let's just start playing with the image a little bit and kind of like breaking it down, distorting it. Maybe we can create something cool with it. Maybe we can bring it into Firefly and create some layers for it. What do you guys think? I don't know if we can do. What are we landing more? Are we landing more on distortion here inside of Photoshop, like almost like selecting some of the layers, bringing them out, or do we want to see maybe mixing this a little bit with a little bit of AI? I don't know what we should do. What do you guys think? I need some suggestions to make the work today, because I mean, I primarily want to show you guys how to develop an image, get it inside of Photoshop. Now it's like you start kind of the creative process of what you can do with it. I feel like this image has a lot of space in the face. Okay, Marsha says mix it with AI. I like that. This image has a lot of space in the face, has glasses on, so maybe we can do some cool mix with AI, Android AI. I don't know what that is, Carol. Cool. Well, let's mix with AI. Let's mix with AI then. Okay. One thing that I like to do, and this is totally not necessary, but I feel like it helps the AI stuff a little bit more. Especially spin the wheel. I'll do that again, but not today. Is that I like to do a black and white on the image that accentuates the thing that I want the AI to notice the most. Because my thinking here is that I want to go take this into Firefly and then ask it to do some things on top of it. So I want all this texture for the hair to be very visible, and I want all these things to be, you know, very easy to detect. So after I have this, I'm going to go ahead and take let's take a screenshot of this. Doesn't have to be. We can do let's do an export of it. I'm gonna save it as JPEG. I'm gonna save it on my downloads. Let's do test for that. I might have another test in there. Oh, I did it. Perfect. And then we're gonna go back into Firefly. And inside of Firefly, let's see. Let's go back to. Yeah, it's inside of text to image, I think. And then we're going to go to Firefly 4, and let's generate. You know what I found out? That if you try to do something based on an image inside of AI, sometimes it doesn't let you really do it inside of the Firefly 4. But let's put it to the test now. Let's do composition. Well, before we do composition, let's generate some materials. What do we want to see on this face, guys? Do we want it to be more like clouds, mixed with the photo? I'm thinking that we can mix something with the texture of the face. Maybe, I don't know what it could be. I need some suggestions out there, guys. Do we want to do like a rock texture? Do we want to do a kind of like wood? What are you guys thinking? Can I get any suggestions out there for what we should do on the like on the skin of the subject, I'm envisioning that maybe we can mix a little bit of the image with some textures. Maybe let's create some clouds. Okay, clouds with fish and gills. I like that, Marsha. Let's do fish and gills, or fish gills. What do you call not the gills, but the other things the fish have on the skin, like the I don't know what that's called. It looks like their skin, you know. I don't know what that is. Lizard skin. I like that. Yeah, that's what I mean. Kind of like a lizard skin, or like fish. What is what is it called? I don't know the name of it. Fish. Let's do texture and see what comes out here. Oh, the prompt's too short. Great. Fish texture skin. Oh, yeah, that's not what we want. I forgot we got to do photo, skin texture, fish texture skin, scale. That's what it was. Scale, close up, colorful. Let's see what that gives us. Maybe we can mix that with the photo a little bit. Okay, that's not bad. Which ones do we like better? I feel like from a texture standpoint, maybe these are the best. Or these, I do like the round ones a little bit more. Yeah, so maybe the lizard skin. Yeah, we'll try lizard skin in a second too. Fish scales, thank you guys. I'm a dummy. What can I say? I'm a dummy. Okay, so maybe we can grab this one and let's test it out just to see. Let's use it as a style reference, and then it'll automatically go here. And then let's use our composition reference. We're gonna use our image, and we're gonna go all the way up on the strength. And on this one, we can leave it there. And let's just click generate and see what happens. Maybe we can mix both of these a little bit more. We're gonna do a reptilian Illuminati, like you said, Gio. Hopefully it's not that scary. We could have used this last week, guys. Okay, this is crazy looking, but I would say that even though it's crazy looking, it's good because everything aligns with our subject, right? So let me download it. Oh, we forgot something essential that we needed to do. We need it to be in 3x4. Let's run it again. And then I'm gonna change the model to model 3, because I've noticed that model 3 provides better one-to-one results. So like when it generates, it kind of like looks at the image that you plugged in as a composition reference a little bit better. So flowers popping out of her skin. I would love to try that setup, but I don't think we have time for it. Okay, so you see, so like 3 goes like super like literal on the person. So fixed session, colorful. Let's change the prompt to be on skin and see if that helps any. Because I feel like Firefly 3 did a better job at kind of like taking the image and being super close to it. And now it's like on 4 it's a little bit more, it takes more liberty with it. Okay, let's download this one. The cool thing about this is that if we go into Photoshop and we throw it inside of Photoshop, it should perfectly line up with our image. It does, you see? So now if we go in and we throw even some effects like this, we got something there that we can start working with. And it might not look like much right now, but if we if we start playing with it a little bit more, what I did is that I apply a mask to it, and then now I'm going to be kind of like painting the mask back into it. Everything's going to line up perfectly, right? So you can really create some cool effects with this. And it doesn't have to be this, but you know, it could be something like this. Yeah, some things work, some things don't work. Like the neck here might not work, or maybe it will. Let's change the exclusion to something else. Let me see, maybe lighten. 3D ball rendering with texture. Oh, I see. Okay, so Frank is saying that if we add for a, if we create like a material circle sphere, then when we apply it to the model, it's going to look better. I love blending modes too. Great tip, Frank. Yeah, so Frank is saying that if we did, let me delete these two. Let's do, what's the other one that you guys said? Skin, snake, skin? Let me see who said that. Snake skin material. I think somebody said that. Sphere. 3D on studio background. Then if we generate that, oh, I generated it on 3. Let me generate it on 4 so we can get a better material. Okay, so this is what you're saying, Frank. Frank is saying, okay, generate an image. I see it of like the material, and then now let's use these. Which one do we like better? Let's use this one, for example, as the style reference. And then inside of the composition, then we add our model. Let's put it in there. Boom, boom. Strength all the way up. And then this is our, why didn't this go to style reference? Style reference? Use style reference. It's not working. Let me see. Maybe I'll just download it and drag it into it. It's fine. Not a big deal. Not a big deal, guys. Okay, perfect. So we have it there. And then we do generate, right, on this. I think with white background is better. Okay, we'll try that. Yeah, so blending modes is, you know, like it's so good, so easy to like throw it in there. Okay, it's making like a helmet. It's kind of crazy. It's crazy. Okay, let me click generate again. It did do a better job now at actually doing it in the skin, right? This one might work because we can grab the scales from the face into Photoshop. You see, this is not bad either. The things like you could tell the shift and quality between the generation and this other generation. So this is where I would probably like edit it here for a few more minutes, and then bring it inside of a Magnific again, and inside of Magnific I can maybe change it a little bit more. Okay, look at this. This is kind of what we wanted. This is pretty scary though. I do not like it, but I like it. I don't know if you guys get it. Like it's, you know, it's well done. It's pretty scary. I'm gonna upscale the images. When you click upscale on these, it kind of upscales the whole thing. And then I'm gonna throw it in there. We are for sure not gonna have time to finish this today, but hopefully you guys have learned something new, or like be reminded of something that you probably already knew. And you guys can make something like this. Make your own new image from you know the method that I taught you how to do today, and then we can take a look at something next week together. Because I do have next week, I have a plan for next week. I want to show it to you guys in a second. But let's see. Oof, this is so gross. Guys, this is so gross. Jeez. Okay, so what we do is that we make it black again, do the flow all the way down, and then you start painting the stuff back into it. It's all about subtleties, right? It's all about subtleties. Like you can like the more you exaggerate something, the less believable it is. So you just want to make it subtle, right? Like this is already looking good already. And it's mixing. I know you guys can probably hear my mouse super loud. Zeta loves this. Zeta, thank you for helping with, you threw the word in Spanish, escamas, which is fish scales. But I couldn't even think of it in Spanish. That's the worst part. I couldn't even think of it in Spanish. Guys, this is kind of gross, but it's kind of looking cool at the same time. Okay, I'm gonna go into here. Is there anything here? You can turn off the mask so you can see kind of like a little bit more detail where the detail is. You can go kind of find the detail and bring it into it. This is already looking kind of cool. It's looking for like a movie poster for like a sci-fi show or something. And we have only like 3 minutes left, guys. So, hopefully you learned something cool today. Hopefully you like this. I don't know what else we could do here. Maybe just throw this on top, go really quickly, do like a blur effect. Blur effect always saves you when you don't know what the heck you're doing. Just throw a path blur effect into this, and call it a day. Let me see if we can rescue a little bit. We're getting rid of so many details by doing this, but we'll bring it back in a second. I'm gonna start saying bye, because last week we kind of were running so close to the clock that I don't want to do that this week. But join me for next week, guys. Thank you, Carl. Appreciate you too. Join me, guys, for next week, please, because we're going to be I'm going to be showing you 3 techniques that you can do to make posters really quickly. Also, we have other things following this program right now that you're watching. We have more things that are coming up in a second here. So stick around to watch those shows. They're pretty cool. Everybody that is doing shows for Adobe Live, it puts a lot of effort into like showing new things, hang out. So I want to keep fostering this community. I want you guys to submit something based on what we did today for next week. I would love to see something like this on the Discord. So join the Discord so we can do a little bit more of that. And I feel like that will be kind of cool. Okay, we have something like this for today, guys. It's nothing crazy, but it kind of looks cool. Kind of came out good. Let's convert it all to smart object that we normally do at the end, and let's go into the camera raw filter. This is the last step to everything that we normally do. I'm gonna bring the textures up. Just look at the skin, how it pops up. That's crazy. Clarity up a little bit, not too much, kind of getting crazy. Actually, clarity down, texture down. And I'm going to go into the mixer over here. Oh, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. It's looking nice. Carol said end save. I'm about to save it. I forgot to say, I never save anything, guys. I forget all the time. I'm gonna save it right there on title 2. Boom. And it's saved. Okay, so that's what we did today, guys. We did something kind of simple, but it looks cool. I love this effect, how it's looking. Some days you can teach us how to play with colors. I would love that. Yeah, let's do that next week, guys. I'm doing next week. I'm closing the stream in just 1 minute, but I want to show you next week. I want to walk you guys through 3 effects, which I kind of did one today, but these 3 effects are something that you can do really quickly to make something exciting. This pixel sorting, which was really popular when I first started doing posters in 2018, and then motion blur mixed with some blending modes, and then we have liquify that I want to walk you through. So great to see you guys. Thank you for being here today. I really appreciate all of you, and I'll see you guys next week. All the love. I'll see you soon. Bye.